Good morning, students. Today, let us see with a new topic, which is atomic and nuclear physics. New lesson we are going to see. In this, we are going to see fully about the atoms and also the nucleus. Okay. First, we are going to see with what is the electric discharge through gases. Okay. First, consider with the gases. Through the gases, how the electricity will pass. That is what we are going to see in this. Yes, so that is a electric discharge through gases. So the first point is the gases at normal atmospheric pressure and they are the poor conductors of electricity. So whenever you consider the gases which are at atmospheric pressure, that can be considered to be the poor conductors because they do not have free electrons for conduction. So the free electrons is not there for conducting. Okay, but by special arrangement one can make the gas to conduct electricity. So by specially arranging we can even make the gas to conduct electricity. Okay, and how it is this? First, a simple and a convenient device used to study the conduction of electricity through gases is known as gas discharge tube. So what device we are using? That is gas discharge tube, and in this the arrangement of the discharge tube is shown here. Okay, so this is the arrangement and it consists of long closed glass tube. So this is a long and it is a closed glass tube, and it is of length 50 centimeter and diameter 4 centimeter. Okay, so length is what? 50 centimeter, and the diameter of it is what? 4 centimeter. Okay, then inside of which the gas in pure form is filled usually. So inside this tube we are going to fill with a gas, and the small opening in the tube is connected to a high vacuum pump and low pressure gauge. Okay, so if we have a small opening here and that has been connected to a vacuum pump, this is a vacuum pump, and that has been connected to a low pressure gauge. Okay, this tube is fitted with a two metallic plates. So in this tube we are going to fit with a two metallic plates, and this is cathode and this is called anode, and combined together we can say it as electrodes which are connected to the secondary of the induction coil. And so these two are connected to the secondary of the induction coil. So this is the induction coil and this is secondary of the induction coil which is being connected. Next is the electrode connected to the positive of secondary is known as anode. So when you see in this, there are 2 points, is it not? They are positive as well as a negative. So the electrode which is connected to the positive side, that is called as the anode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative side, that is called as a cathode. Okay, so negative electrode, that is called as what? Cathode. And the potential maintained between them is 50 kilovolt. So we are maintaining a potential of 50 kilovolt. Yes, clear with this experimental arrangement? So it consists of a long glass tube which is of length 50 centimeter and radius is diameter is 4 centimeter, and inside this tube we are filling with a gas, and there is a small opening, and that opening is connected to the vacuum pump and also to a low pressure gauge, and there are two electrodes which have been placed, and this is connected to a secondary of the induction coil, and the electrode which is connected to the positive side is the anode and the negative side is called as a cathode. Yes, clear with the construction of this? Okay, so next is, suppose the pressure of the gas is reduced to around 110 mm of He. Suppose in the discharge tube, if you are reducing the pressure to 110 millimeter using the vacuum pump, it is observed that no discharge take place. We can say that no discharge will be there, so gases remains as it is. But the next case is when the pressure is kept 100. Okay, first is 110. So when you are keeping at 110, what happens? No discharge is taking place. Next is when you are keeping at 100 millimeter, the discharge of electricity take place. Okay, so through the tube we can say that we can just see with a discharge of electricity. Consequently, irregular streaks of light appear, and so crackling sound is produced. So when we are passing with when there is a discharge of electricity, what is there? Irregular streaks of light is also there, and also crackling sound is produced. Next, when the pressure is reduced to 10 millimeter, so first 100 millimeter, 110 millimeter, no discharge. 100 millimeter, then there is a discharge of electricity. When you are reducing to 10 mm, then there is a a luminous column, which is known as a positive column, is formed from anode to cathode. So this is the anode, and if this is a cathode, between the anode and the cathode there is a positive column which is being formed. Okay. Next is when the pressure reaches around 0.01, yes, positive column disappears. So 0.01 millimeter, if you are taking the pressure, this positive column also disappears. Okay, first 110 millimeter there is a no discharge, and 100 millimeter there is discharge of electricity. Next, if there is 10 millimeter, then there is a positive column. 0.01 there is no positive column, and so it disappears. Okay, so at this time a dark space is formed between anode and the cathode, which is often called as a Crookes dark space. Okay, so at this time when the pressure is 0.01, what happens here? It is fully of dark space. Okay, and so that dark space is called as what is a Crookes dark space, and the walls of the tube appear with a green color. So this is a tube, and fully this walls of the tube will be in what? Green color. Clear? Okay, so I'll say these conditions once again. 110 millimeter of mercury, then no discharge. 100 millimeter, then there is a discharge of electricity. Next is 10 millimeter, there is a positive column. 0.01, no, the positive column also disappears. Okay, and at this time what happens? There is a dark space which has been formed, that is called as the Crookes dark space, and the tube also becomes green in color. At this stage, some invisible rays emanate from the cathode, and that rays are called as the cathode rays, which are found to be beam of electrons. Okay, so at that condition of 0.01 millimeter of mercury, there is a dark space, and in that dark space some rays are formed, and that rays are called as a what is that? That is a cathode rays, and that cathode rays are nothing but they are the beam of electrons. Clear? So next is we are going to see what are the properties of cathode rays. This properties of cathode rays, very important question. Okay, so this can be asked even in 2 marks, 3 marks, as well as in the 5 marks. Okay, first is the cathode ray possesses energy and momentum. Okay, so cathode rays will be having what? Both energy as well as a momentum, and they travel in a straight line. So cathode rays always what? They travel in a straight line with a speed of order 10 power 7 ms per minus 1. So at what speed it travels? It travels at a speed of 10 power 7 ms per minus 1, and it can be deflected by both electric as well as a magnetic field. So suppose if you are placing with the electric field or with the magnetic field, if you are placing either with the electric or magnetic field, what happens? It gets deflected. Okay, then the direction of deflection indicates that they are negatively charged. So since they are deflected, we can say that they are the negatively charged particles. Okay, clear with the first point? So first point is the cathode ray, it possesses both energy and momentum. Next, it travels in a straight line and with the speed of what? 10 power 7, and they can be deflected by electric and magnetic field. Since they are deflected, we can say that they are the negatively charged particles. Okay, next, second point is when the cathode rays are allowed to fall on the matter, they produce heat. Okay, any matter, if it is allowed to pass, what happens? It produces with a heat. So some amount of heat is being produced in this. Okay, next, they affect the photographic plates and also produce fluorescence when allowed to fall on certain crystals or minerals. So this is when you are making it to fall on any matter. Next is if you are considering with the crystals and minerals, what happens? It affects the photographic plate. Okay, then the third point is when the cathode rays are allowed to fall on the material of high atomic weight. So if any material that is having the high atomic weight, if cathode rays are falling, then it produces with the X-rays. Okay, so X-rays are produced. Yes, clear with these 2 points. So in this 2 point, in the second point, we can say that when it is allowed to fall on matter, then it produces with the heat. Crystals or minerals, then they affect the photographic plate and also they produce fluorescence. Next, when it is falling on the material having high atomic weight, then X-rays are produced. Okay, so Cathode rays ionize the gas through which they pass. So whenever it is made to pass through any gases, it makes it to ionize. So ionize means what? It makes the positive and negative to separate. Okay, so that is the meaning of ionizing. Next, the speed of the cathode ray is up to 1 by 10th the speed of the light. Okay, so what is the speed of light? It is 3 into 10 power 8, is it not? And so this cathode ray, we can say that it is 1 by 10th. Okay, so that gives the value of the speed of the cathode rays. Yes, clear with what are the properties of cathode rays? Clear?